But we start by going to Paris and checking in with Dan Wetzel, Yahoo Sports. Dan, what's up, man? How are you?
What's up, guys? How's everyone doing?
Hi, Wetzel. We miss you.
Appreciate you hopping on, man. It's 10 o'clock at night there?
Yeah, it's bonjour. That's how we say it over here.
Shouldn't you be out with Snoop Dogg?
Snoop Dogg is everywhere, man. He's the Team USA's #1 fan. Pretty good. Pretty good to see.
I mean, he has been everywhere. Like, he did a piece with Michael Phelps yesterday where he was in a pool in the hotel. And the scene, did you see him, like, dancing with Simone Biles? He was at the gymnastics event. Like, all the stars are out there, though. I mean, there's tons of stars over there.
What is, like, Snoop Dogg's, like, popularity rating? Like, it just crosses every segment of society. Everyone loves Snoop Dogg.
Every generation.
Every generation,
genre, culture, ethnicity,
everybody It's just there, happy. He sits down next to you. The parents get excited. I mean, you get Simone dancing. It's amazing. It was a great move by NBC to hire Snoop Dogg as America's top fan.
Do you have one of his rings? The ring with the pin. Where the rings are smoking.
He is not. I do not have that. I hope he's obeying all local laws. I don't know what they are, but we want to save Snoop Dogg. So
save the dog.
Yeah, he's not hanging out with me. He is. I mean, he is A-list. He is A-list over here. So he's not hanging out with me. Have
you been swimming in the Seine River yet, Wetzel?
Yeah, I mean, most mornings I go down there, get a bath. No. How about that thing? They did do it today.
Yeah,
like. They haven't swam in this river. This river runs through Paris, right? Famous river. Not that I knew the name of it like 2 weeks ago, but so maybe some of the listeners are like, it's okay if you're like me, just learning these things. And I had been to Paris, and I still forgot the name of the river. Anyway, they have been trying to swim in it for 100 years, and it has been closed because it's polluted. And yesterday it was too polluted to swim in, but today they said it was okay.
What?
Are you buying that reading? If you're a triathlete, are you like, okay, so after 100 years, today's it's clean enough for me to swim in? That's what you're saying.
Yeah, Slay yesterday was like, there's no way I'd do that event. I'd just say, sorry, USA.
No, I apologize, America.
I mean, sometimes, right, like, bacteria builds up at the, in beaches and stuff, but it's not 100 straight years of it.
Oh my gosh!
Dan Wetzel, Yahoo Sports, is in Paris covering the 2024 Summer Games. What has been like your favorite moment, your favorite event?
Well, I've been covering a lot of gymnastics, so there were two really. One is just watching in person Simone Biles, either on vault. She's great on all of them, okay? And they all are great on all of them. But either vault or her first tumbling pass on the floor where she gets 12 feet in the air.
Yeah. Unbelievable.
We all texted ourselves after
watching
that. And I'm like, she could have dunked herself, Wetzel.
She could have dunked. Now, she could – it's a springy mat. She could win the high jump, except it's a springy mat. If you did that on a track, you're not getting 12 feet in the air. But still, let's not – well, you know what? Maybe she excellent point. I'm not earning anything out. It is absolutely breathtaking to watch a human being with she's standing there and then she's 12 feet in the air. It is the most amazing thing. It takes the breath away. And like normally these gymnasts, right, there's like 24 so gymnasts competing at a time, and they're on all these different apparatuses, and this country's on the balance beam, and generally these women are concentrating on their thing, and they're focused and all of that. When Simone Biles gets called to compete, if they're not going to go, everybody turns and watches her. They're like, they gave up on their teammates. They're like, yeah, you're on your own on this. I got to see this. And then she does it.
That's incredible.
It's astounding. And then there was the pommel horse guy who wore his glasses up to the pommel horse. He can't see without his glasses, and he wears them. He gets up there. He's doing his chalk thing. Then he takes them off, wins the bronze medal for the United States on the pommel horse. He says he can do it by feel. Now, I don't know how to do pommel horse, but I would want to see. He says you don't need to see. You do it by feel. And then he gets off, wins the bronze for the United States, and throws his glasses back on. I mean, that's America. And the guy can do a Rubik's Cube in 10 seconds.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's maybe even more
engineering. He's a self-described, so I'm not picking on him because he's not. I mean, I'm a lot nerdier than him. He's the one with like 0% body fat who can do a pommel horse for 2 minutes. But he's a self-described nerd. I went to Penn State for engineering, and he's a Rubik's Cube master, and he wears glasses, and he wins bronze medals. I mean, this is what we want. That's how I want. That's what I want.
And doesn't he nap? I mean, wasn't there video of him like fast asleep? Because all he does is the pommel horse. Is this that guy?
Yeah. His only job on the team is pommel horse. So there's six things, and 3 guys go on each thing. So there's 3 Americans on the rings and 3 on the high bar, all the different ones. And I'm telling you, man, I know men's gymnastics does not get the hype that women's gymnastics, but good Lord, these events are just torturous. Like, where did they come up? What dungeon did they come up with these things? The pommel horse alone. What was this? Who invented this torturous device where you have to basically move around on your hands for 2 straight minutes? Like, forget it. Anyway, he just sits there the whole time. He's like kind of like the field goal kicker. You know, he's just there. Get Vinatieri in at the end. We got to win it. And here he comes.
Let me go win the medal for us. Hold on.
So,
get my glasses off.
The big controversy. What is the nickname for the U.S. women's gymnastics team? Have we come up with one?
Oh.
Well, yeah, I think you want me to say this on the air so you can use it as a drop.
Well, I
know how that works.
You could say F, maybe.
So officially, they later said it's the Golden Girls because most of them are old because they have 4 20-somethings, right? We have 27-year-old Simone Biles, we have 24-year-old Jade Carey, 23 Jordan Childs, and 21 Suni Lee, and then we have 16-year-old Hesley Rivera. So, but normally this team is all 16, 17-year-olds. Now they're older. Yeah. And so they said, well, we'll be the Golden Girls. But what they originally said, and I know this is really their team name because this is the one they said, the team name is, and just a preface, they usually do this when they win a gold. They were the Magnificent Seven in Atlanta. They were the Fierce Five in London, things like that. Yeah. So Golden Girls kind of like a lame name like that.
Like none of them have seen that show. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true. Have they even seen it? I don't think so. Their coach suggested it. But Simone Biles said the team name is F Around and Find Out. I thought that's the greatest team nickname I have ever heard.
Ever.
Oh, and that is a team nickname that a bunch of 20-year-olds would come up with, right? Mm-hmm. These are not little kids anymore. They've been to college. Some of them are married. Like they got life, and F around and find out. We got Simone. Go ahead. That is the best team name. And then they come, well, no, Golden Girls. Like, the corporations or something. We can't have that as our name. Come on. That is a fantastic name.
I mean, how many T-shirts would you sell with the Golden Girls or F around and find out? I mean,
how many pack of 4 20-year-olds are sitting around and they go, let's have a nickname for our group? What's the chances they came up with Golden Girls?
It's definitely somebody else.
No, they came up with F around and find out. That is a great name. I feel better as an American when that is our gymnastic team name.
I agree.
I'm outraged by this Golden Girl thing. I'm not happy. Great show. Quality show, Betty White, all that. But
all that.
Come on, man.
Well, Team USA basketball, they're winning right now, 62-49. What kind of storylines have you found out about this team and how they're measuring and all those things?
I was just watching. They had 19 baskets in the first half, 17 assists. So, how about that? Forget it. If they play like that, no one's beating them. They're starting to come into rounded form here. Clearly, it's just a chemistry thing. South Sudan, I mean, it was a 101-100 game in the exhibition like 10 days ago. And on this one, the U.S. went on, I think it was like a 30-9 run or something. So watching them is something else. I mean, there's just so much talent on that floor. And they're a lot of fun when they're playing like that. So we'll see this as go. This should be a good tournament. I think we're probably like one more Olympic cycle or 2 from where this is just going to be, basketball is going to be so great. Mm-hmm. Like 4 or 5 countries can absolutely win gold. It's going to be like it's like a mini March Madness every 4 years, just with the best players in the world. Anything can happen.
So We we actually replayed your segment with us the year of the curling team.
I heard. Yeah, some of my friends in Nashville they always love it when that pops out.
I swear it's my favorite ever, and it's just pure gold. But I was talking yesterday. I said, there's always a team in the Olympics that people have never watched, never heard about, never seen, and they just gravitate towards them. And it was the curling team that year, obviously. What do you think? I mean, obviously, everybody always loves the gymnast, the female gymnast, and all that. But what do you think it is this year so far?
I think that men's gymnastics was pretty fun. This women's rugby, I don't think people were watching it, but that finish, and unfortunately, that's it. They won the bronze, which is good for them. But there's not more games to build off of.
Yeah, I need more, man.
Slay was like, "Oh, I'm going to watch it." Brent was like, "They just won the bronze. It's over."
94 meters, Wetzel. 94
Slay,
meters.
that is a sport for you.
Yes, every
She
bit of it.
busted that tackle, man. And then the speed.
Yes.
Yeah.
The pull away. I'm just waiting on at some point when they get to slide in and they score, like it should be like a dog pile at the end. And if they can get out of the dog pile, that should be like an extra point. It's that physical.
We'll just add some sports. I love Americans at the Olympics. There's two types of sports at the Olympics. There's the ones America is good at and stupid sports. That's how
That's the ones I value.
That's how Americans view the Olympics. We ought to try it. These guys have been playing a sport for 200 years. You know what they ought to do is change the rule like that. Yeah, I think. I've been watching for 6 minutes.
Yeah, that's it. And I got an idea.
I will say this, man. You've got me really wanting to find out the history of the pommel horse, and I'm definitely going to do that.
Oh boy.
Yeah,
Should write an
that's a good
article,
question.
Wetzel.
No idea. Watching those guys on there, forget it. There's probably harder things to do on Earth, but I can't think of one right now.
Imagine what happens if you mess up. I mean, there's lots of bad that can happen on that thing.
Yeah. A lot of bad. And they do mess up. They fall down. And that's why I think you get extra points if you do that real one daring move. I will just leave it at that. I think everyone's seen the pommel horse.
So
careful out there, people. Careful.
Dan Wetzel, Yahoo Sports over in Paris, covered in the Olympics. You can check him out at Dan Wetzel on X. So big controversy in swimming they were talking about because the pool depth, somehow we got onto this, but the pool depth is not what it normally is. So swimmers are having to deal with waves from the other swimmers, and they're saying that's why the records aren't falling.
Slow pool. That's what they call it, a slow pool.
Is it water, Wetzel?
Apparently not.
I thought so, but what do I know? Right? What do I know? They have you get caught in Katie Ledecky's wake. That's just why they let her go ahead. They're like, forget it. We'll just stay back here. It's choppy.
We're not going to win the gold anyway. Might as well stay without her wave pattern.
Yeah, I'm not sure who designed this. I didn't even know such a thing happened. You could build a fast pool. There's a lot going on. You know what else is weird about swimming? Is my favorite job at the Olympics is the Olympic swimming lifeguard. You ever seen this guy?
Yes.
They have a lifeguard at the Olympic swim pool.
How? Why?
Anything could happen, I suppose, but you'd think there are lots of people who could jump in and save the person better than the lifeguard guy. Right, the lifeguards, like 3 Saturdays, I went down and took a class. There's like hundreds of the highest trained swimmers. They could jump in if someone went under. I don't know, but he holds like one of those, like in Baywatch when they would run with that red thing.
Yes,
the life preserver. What are we doing? What are we doing with this? Yeah. Greatest job. You're getting paid to sit in the front row and pretend you're going to save somebody.
He works at Lululemon full time and he does the lifeguard thing.
Pass the Red Cross class. I don't know. I don't know what they're doing in there.
I would think an ailing Olympian could save the lifeguard. You know what I mean?
Yeah, or just their teammates. Just someone else.
Teammates. So
somebody do it. I don't know.
So have you had a chance to go out much in Paris? Because you're pretty notorious for being able to find weird things to do at night.
I have not. Thank you. I have not done a whole lot of that yet. We'll see. It's been busy.
What was the thing in Atlanta you found?
Oh my gosh.
Barroom wrestling.
Yes.
Barroom wrestling. There was pro wrestling with no ring, just inside a dive bar in Atlanta. That was during the Super Bowl.
That was glorious.
Quality entertainment if it ever comes through Nashville. Kind of surprised it hasn't come through Nashville. It probably has.
Right. We have everything else.
Yeah, I say this as a compliment. Nashville's the kind of town that would embrace barroom wrestling. So, yeah, it's fantastic. Yeah, we'll see. I got to get kind of down into the gutter of Paris and see what we can find.
Oh, boy.
I'll come up with something.
Oh, man. So what assignments do you have moving forward? Once gymnastics is over, what are you up to?
Actually, a lot of basketball. Yeah, probably a little bit of track. I don't know. Some women's soccer. Women's soccer team's looking good. They went 3-0 in group play, so they could definitely win the Olympics. Quite a turnaround from last summer when they were so bad. So that could be pretty interesting. I don't know. I feel like half the story of these Olympics is just like Paris, like the volleyball stadium by the Eiffel Tower and all the historic places. Yeah, it's amazing.
How are they
doing that?
How are the opening ceremonies, like in person?
I wasn't there in person.
Oh.
I've never. Yeah, who knows? It rained.
Who knows? It rains these days.
I mean, obviously didn't go over too well in the U.S. It doesn't seem like. I missed the controversial parts. I saw some guy trying to play the piano in a downpour, and I felt bad for him. I don't know a lot about playing the piano, but I wouldn't think it'd be fun to do like that.
In a downpour or just in general?
It just in a downpour. Probably be cool to play a piano.
You know, the event that I think a lot of people look forward to, I certainly do, is the 100 meters, right? And then I saw, and it's like, there's all this build up, and it's incredible to watch these guys, even on television, run that fast, right? But I saw a quote from Usain Bolt that made a lot of sense. He said, "I trained 4 years to run 9 seconds." You want to talk about pressure?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't screw it up.
But you were talking about that with the gymnastics. Like gymnastics, like I feel the pressure watching these athletes perform in gymnastics because, like, is there another thing where you have to be absolutely perfect to have that kind of success?
Right. And everyone's only watching every 4 years, really. I mean, obviously there are some gymnastics fans, but yeah, everyone is watching. And it's a little like the Simone Biles story. Like she's been the best gymnast for 10 years pretty much, but she had, obviously this horrific experience and meet over in Tokyo, and everyone was down on her. And then she came back and started winning world championships again. And now everyone loves her because she's performing. But it's like that. You have to build up and peak at that exact moment. And there's no second shots on this thing. And when you go out there, I always think the figure skating is actually like the craziest pressure. The long skate, women's long skate, it's like 4 minutes. You're out there skating around, and there's no coaches. There's no timeout, and pretty much they get all the best skaters in the world, and everybody falls except for one, and they get to be the gold medalist. Like that's pretty much it. So it's like, can you do this without falling? The gymnastics is crazy, but the skating is seems just more. I mean, that you're on ice, obviously. So, but yeah, the pressure on them is so immense, and it's a big thing because they can crumble, and the slightest things can get you, and they're just such finely tuned athletes. You watch that balance beam or anything like that, and you're just like, I can't even believe, and you fall off, no go. You hit it. There was a Chinese male gymnast. He fell twice on this horizontal bar and cost China the gold medal on the team. And I don't know the story, obviously, but I imagine not good for him. Not good for him back home.
Might not be safe for him back home.
Yeah, I don't. Who knows? Yeah,
I was looking for a way to say that.
But he's a tough way to go down. And obviously, right, the guy's on the Chinese national gymnastics team. He must be great at this.
Yeah,
just wasn't that moment.
Oof.
That's tough. Hey, appreciate the visit, Wetzel. I know it's late, obviously, and we'll perhaps check back in with you if you.
All right, if I get something good, I'll hit you guys up.
Yes.
Go find Snoop and go out on that.
Yeah,
come on, Wetzel.
I'll do it.
I got belief in you.
You got faith in me, Don? You got faith in me? All right,
you know this.
See what I can do.
Dan Wetzel, Yahoo Sports. Follow him at Dan Wetzel on Twitter. When we